loss of biodiversity, degradation of seas and oceans, climate change, pollution, invasive species, emerging diseases. Everyone is talking about these issues, but what do they really mean? Why do they matter to us? And what can we do to make a difference and help protect our planet? These are complex topics that we invite you to explore with us through 18 short learning episodes. Everyone's talking about it, but what is climate change? Is the planet really warming up? Why is it happening now? What are the causes and what are the consequences for biodiversity and therefore for us? First things first, what is the greenhouse effect? Greenhouse gases form a layer around the planet, helping to retain the sun's heat. Without this layer of gases, it would be minus 18 degrees Celsius on Earth. The greenhouse effect is therefore vital for us, but becomes dangerous if it is too strong. If it's too hot in a greenhouse, the tomatoes you plant will wither, won't they? In the same way, life on Earth will disappear if temperatures rise too much, too fast. Unfortunately, over the last 150 years or so, as a result of certain human activities, there have been more and more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. This is causing average temperatures around the world to rise, what we call global warming. Over the last 50 years, the Earth's temperature has risen by more than 1 degree Celsius. Climate change has never been so rapid. But why are there more and more greenhouse gases? 3/4 of emissions come from the combustion of so-called fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas, once they have been extracted from the ground. These emissions are increasing as our lifestyles change and our population grows. There were 1 billion of us in 1800, over 7 billion today, and we will probably be 9 to 10 billion by 2050. So what are the main greenhouse gases and where do they come from? Carbon dioxide, also known as CO2, accounts for 2/3 of greenhouse gases. It comes mainly from transport, electricity generation, industry, and housing. It comes from the petrol we use to run our cars, the coal we burn to generate electricity, the factories that make our computers, pens, and so on, and the cement we use to build our homes. CO2 is also produced by deforestation and the burning of fields. In second place is methane. Almost 1/3 of the methane linked to our activities comes from livestock farming. Ruminants, cows, sheep, etc., release methane when they ruminate and belch. But methane is also released by rice paddies, termites, the microbes that are abundant in oceans and swamps, household waste dumps, and oil and gas production, particularly from natural gas leaks. Then there is nitrous oxide, N2O, which is responsible for around 6% of greenhouse gas emissions. It is mainly due to the use of nitrogenous fertilizers to stimulate plant growth or the production of animal feed. Finally, we have fluorinated gases, which account for 2% of emissions, mainly from air conditioners and refrigeration systems. Of course, our food also contributes to the greenhouse effect. Producing, transporting, and refrigerating or freezing food and the products needed to make it consume a lot of energy, generate a lot of waste, require a lot of packaging, and so on. All this is a major source of greenhouse gas emissions. What's more, human beings exhale almost 3 billion tons of CO2 every year. Don't panic. The plants we grow absorb just as much, so the natural cycle is fairly stable. So, we can continue to breathe without feeling guilty. As we all know, global warming is now a proven fact, and it's accelerating in recent years as our lifestyles change. There's plenty to worry about. In the next episode, We'll try to understand the direct consequences of this climate upheaval for biodiversity, and therefore for the future of mankind on the planet. We've reached the end of this episode. Thank you for listening attentively. Visit www.youth-conservation.org to learn more and explore all our resources dedicated to the environment and its protection. See you soon for the next episode.